Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here for a reason. You've been feeling the shift, sensing that something bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. What you're about to walk into isn't ordinary. It's royal territory. This is the season where heaven is repositioning you from hidden places into high places. Every delay, every detour, and every disappointment was part of divine alignment. You're not just being moved geographically. You're being positioned spiritually for destiny. The time of wandering is over. You are being sent with purpose, with authority, and with divine backing. Let's break this down into 7 chapters for deeper understanding. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this message isn't just content, it's a divine confirmation for the chosen ones, and a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been supporting through Super Thanks. May God bless you richly. Your faithfulness, your support, and your presence do not go unnoticed. To all of you who continually listen, grow, and align with this message, I'm truly grateful. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a sacred signal to the Most High and the universe that you're ready to be positioned, ready to be elevated, and ready to step into the royal territory God has already written into your destiny. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message, only those truly chosen for royal assignment. Those who stay will gain revelation, alignment, and prophetic understanding about the divine positioning that's already unfolding in their lives. This isn't just another motivational word. This is a living decree, a spiritual blueprint that will activate your next level if you receive it in faith. Watch it again whenever your spirit leads, because each time a deeper layer of divine truth will unfold, preparing you to walk boldly into your royal territory. Let's begin. Chapter 1, The Call into Royal Territory. Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. It found you by divine design. Lately, you've been feeling something stirring deep within your soul. It's that sacred restlessness that keeps whispering, "There's more to you than this." You may have tried to quiet it, to stay comfortable, to keep life predictable, but heaven won't let you settle anymore. That pull you feel isn't anxiety, it's activation. It's your spirit remembering what it was sent here to do. You've been marked for movement, and that movement is toward royal territory. Understand this, royal territory doesn't mean crowns, castles, or comfort. It's not about wealth or luxury, though those may follow. It's about stepping into divine leadership, spiritual influence, and kingdom assignment. It's about walking with the awareness that your every move carries weight in the unseen realms. It's about becoming a vessel through which heaven's will flows into the earth. Royal territory is where God trusts you, not just with blessings, but with responsibility. Before God ushers you into this new realm, He must first transform the way you think, because no one enters royal territory with a servant's mindset. You can't think like a victim and walk like a victor. You can't cling to fear and carry divine authority. That's why your life has felt unstable, not because God abandoned you, but because He's rearranging everything that doesn't match your royal identity. The shaking is holy. The separation is sacred. You are being stripped of the old so you can be robed in the new. When you look around and see confusion, know this: the chaos is construction. Heaven is building something new through your obedience. Every delay has been a divine classroom. Every betrayal has been a spiritual detox. Every silent season was meant to sharpen your discernment and deepen your dependency on God. Nothing you've been through was random. It was all preparation for royal placement. Think of David, a shepherd in obscurity, unseen and underestimated. Yet heaven saw him differently. When everyone else saw a boy, God saw a king. When others forgot him in the field, heaven remembered him by name. That's exactly what's happening with you. God has been observing you in secret, watching your faithfulness in the field, your humility when unseen, your obedience when overlooked. And just like David, your moment of divine recognition is approaching. God is whispering into your spirit, you can't stay where you are. You've outgrown that level. The very places that once nurtured you can no longer contain you. The field taught you humility, yes, but now the throne will require courage. The pit prepared your endurance, but the palace will demand your wisdom. You are not who you were when the process began. Your spirit has matured. Your discernment has sharpened. Your roots have deepened. Chosen one, royal territory requires a royal posture. Walk with your head high, but your heart humble. Speak with power, but stay anchored in peace. Move with purpose, but never forget your source. Heaven is preparing to showcase you, not for attention, but for assignment. You are about to step into spaces that require divine grace, not human effort. You won't need to force your way in. The gates will open because your presence has been ordained. Chapter 2. Preparation before position. Chosen one. Before God can position you, He must prepare you. Every true elevation in the kingdom requires a foundation that's been refined by fire. You can't be trusted with the throne until you've survived the wilderness. That's why your journey has felt so intense, because heaven is not building something temporary in you. It's building something eternal. Royal positions require royal preparation. God doesn't promote based on appearance or potential. He promotes based on character. Before He crowns you, He cleanses you. Before He elevates you, He empties you. Before He gives you the promise, He shapes the person. You've been praying for position, but God has been preparing your posture. He's been training your spirit to hold what your heart once only dreamed of. This is why the season you've been in has felt like a divine contradiction. Doors that looked perfect were shut. People who once promised loyalty disappeared. Opportunities that seemed right fell apart. You questioned if you were being punished, but you weren't. You were being purified. Heaven was removing anything and anyone that could contaminate your calling. You can't carry the fragrance of divine favor while holding on to the residue of old pain. The people you lost weren't rejection. They were protection. God saw conversations you didn't hear, motives you couldn't see, and intentions that didn't align with your destiny. The silence you endured wasn't God ignoring you. It was God insulating you. He was shielding you from distractions while tuning your ear to His frequency. Every delay was a divine disguise for development. Every battle was a classroom in disguise. In the hidden seasons, God was teaching you lessons that the spotlight could never teach. You learned obedience when the door didn't open. You learned faith when the vision didn't manifest. You learned surrender when your plan didn't match His purpose. You learned discernment when betrayal broke your heart. You learned patience when every promise seemed postponed. And through it all, your spirit was being forged in the fire of divine refinement. The world might not have seen you, but heaven took notes. Every tear was recorded. Every sacrifice was remembered. Every act of integrity, even when no one was watching, became evidence of your readiness. The throne you're about to step into isn't given to the loudest, it's entrusted to the loyal. And you've proven yourself faithful in the silence, steadfast in the storm, and surrendered in the struggle. Understand this: God doesn't give crowns to the untrained. He trains you through conflict, disciplines you through delay, and sharpens you through solitude. Before Joseph wore royal robes, he wore prison chains. Before David held a scepter, he held a sling. Before Esther wore a crown, she endured hidden preparation. Likewise, your unseen season has been your spiritual boot camp. Heaven has been building endurance in your emotions, strength in your faith, and humility in your heart. Because royal territory doesn't just come with favor, it comes with warfare. You're not being promoted for comfort. You're being promoted for impact. You're being sent into atmospheres that need your anointing, your authority, and your awareness. Chapter 3. The shift from servant to steward chosen. 1. In the Spirit, a graduation is taking place. You've been through the season of serving. of learning, of proving your faith when no one was watching. And now heaven is calling your name for promotion. You are not the same person who started this journey. Every moment of obedience, every act of humility, every silent yes when no one was clapping was a seed. And now that seed is bearing fruit. Heaven has seen your faithfulness in the small things, and now you are being trusted with the greater. This next chapter of your life is not about mere receiving, it's about ruling. You're not just being blessed, you're being positioned. You're being transitioned from serving dreams to stewarding kingdoms. What used to look like menial tasks were actually divine training grounds. You were learning kingdom management under human supervision. That's the divine principle of stewardship. God watches how you handle what belongs to another before entrusting you with what belongs to you. The way you manage the little was your resume for the greater. You see, heaven doesn't promote based on emotion, it promotes based on proof. You've been tested in loyalty, integrity, humility, and consistency. You learned how to navigate injustice without bitterness, how to endure betrayal without revenge, how to stand tall in the face of false accusations. You passed the hardest test, the test of character under pressure. That's why the shift is happening. You've been found faithful in obscurity, and now heaven is ready to reveal you in authority. This shift from servant to steward isn't just a title change, it's a spiritual transformation. Servants take orders, but stewards carry ownership. Servants maintain, but stewards multiply. Servants work under instruction, but stewards work under revelation. God is trusting you not just to follow directions, but to create systems, lead people, and build environments where His presence can dwell. You've reached a point where heaven no longer needs to babysit your obedience. Now you move with maturity. You are not being thrown into something new. You are being placed into something that was already prepared for you. Every delay was divine timing. Every lesson was a piece of the blueprint. You're not walking into the unknown. You're walking into prophecy. You are stepping into what your prayers, tears, and faith have been building all along. Chosen one, this is why the warfare increased before your elevation. The enemy wasn't fighting your past. He was terrified of your promotion. He knew once you crossed this line, your influence would shift atmospheres. Your voice would unlock destinies, and your obedience would birth movements. You're not just a servant anymore. You're a steward of kingdom purpose, a carrier of divine strategies, and a leader assigned to build what others only dreamed of. Chapter 4. Divine Positioning through Relocation. Chosen one. When God begins to elevate you, He also begins to reposition you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and even geographically. Divine relocation is never random. It is a move of precision and prophecy. God doesn't just send you somewhere new. He sends you where your purpose will be needed. Every divine shift in location comes with a divine shift in responsibility. You may start to notice the atmosphere around you changing. People who once connected deeply with you may suddenly drift away. Opportunities that once flowed easily might begin to dry up. It can feel confusing, even painful, but it's not rejection, it's redirection. Heaven is rearranging your surroundings to align you with your next assignment. The same God who allowed the brook to dry up for Elijah is now calling you to Zarephath, a place prepared for your next level of provision and purpose. Chosen one, you are not being pushed out. You are being sent forth. When God sends, it's always with strategy. You are being relocated, not because you failed where you were, but because you've completed your mission there. Every divine move happens at the intersection of timing and obedience. When the Spirit begins to stir your environment, it's heaven's signal that the season has shifted. You might not have all the details. You may not know the why or the where, but you'll feel the pull, that inner stirring, that subtle discontent, that divine unease. That's God saying, it's time. Divine relocation often feels uncomfortable at first. because it detaches you from the familiar to connect you with the extraordinary. Every divine relocation begins with disconnection. Some relationships will fade because they can't survive at your new frequency. Some jobs will end because they can't contain your next level of anointing. Don't mourn what's fading. Celebrate what's forming. God isn't taking from you. He's making room for what's coming. You are being repositioned for revelation and release. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are not being displaced. You are being divinely replaced. God is strategically moving you into territories where your voice and gifts are not only accepted but required. The new environment is being prepared to recognize your anointing. The people you're about to meet have been praying for exactly what you carry. Don't fight the flow. When you sense that divine nudge, respond in faith, not fear. Every step you take in obedience opens portals of favor. Divine positioning requires movement, but it also requires trust. Trust that every closed door was protection, every redirection was preparation, and every delay was divine calibration. Think of Ruth. Her relocation from Moab to Bethlehem wasn't just about a change of scenery. It was a change of destiny. Her obedience led her straight into divine alignment with Boaz and ultimately into the lineage of Jesus. That's how God moves. He hides major purpose inside what seems like minor moves. Chosen one, heaven's GPS is guiding you. You are not lost. You are being led. Every transition is taking you closer to your divine territory. Once you arrive, everything will start to make sense. The losses, the lessons, the loneliness, it will all align in one truth. God never removed you to punish you. He relocated you to position you. Chapter 5. The character of royalty, chosen one. Before God places the crown upon your head, He establishes the heart beneath it. Royal territory isn't just about position, it's about posture. It's not only about being elevated, but about being anchored. God isn't just raising you to be seen, He's raising you to represent Him. You are not being promoted to flex your greatness, but to reflect His glory. The world may see your crown, but heaven is watching your character. True royalty doesn't chase validation, it carries conviction. A real king or queen knows that power without purity becomes poison. That's why God is refining your heart before He reveals your crown. He's stripping away pride, insecurity, and the need to prove yourself. You can't lead from ego. You must lead from essence. You must know who you are even when no one applauds you, because the crown doesn't make you royal, the character does. Chosen one, humility is your true robe of honor. You've walked through seasons where you were misunderstood, overlooked and underappreciated, but those seasons were divine training grounds. They taught you how to remain kind in chaos, how to stay calm in conflict, and how to lead with love instead of fear. Heaven allowed the wilderness so you would learn how to be trusted in the palace. Let your silence speak when others try to provoke you. Let your grace disarm what your words could never fix. Royalty knows when to respond and when to remain still. Every time you choose peace over pride, you polish your crown. Every time you serve instead of boast, you rise higher in the Spirit. Remember the King of Kings. Jesus Himself washed feet before He sat on the throne. He showed us that true leadership is servanthood wrapped in divine authority. Chosen one, as God lifts you, remain low in spirit. The higher you go, the more humility must guard your heart. People will start to recognize your light, your gifts, your influence. But never forget the dark nights that built your wisdom. The wilderness was the anvil where heaven forged your character. Stay anchored in gratitude. When recognition comes, redirect the glory upward. When applause rises, bow your heart lower. That's how true royalty reigns. God is testing not just what you can handle, but how you hold it. Can you hold power without pride? Can you walk in authority without arrogance? Can you carry divine favor without forgetting divine order? That's the real test of the crown. The crown is not a trophy, it's a responsibility. It comes with weight, not just worth. The crown isn't given to be displayed. It's given to be used to build, to bless, and to bring heaven's order to earth. Chosen one, don't despise correction in this season. Every rebuke from heaven is a reminder that you are. The same voice that called you out of the wilderness is now sending you into visibility. But this time you'll walk with the maturity that only pain could produce. You'll know how to handle honor without losing humility, because your wilderness taught you what the spotlight cannot. Chosen one, heaven's announcement is divine confirmation that your preparation was not in vain. Every hidden season, every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, they were all part of heaven's setup. You weren't forgotten. You were being refined. God had to make sure that when He called your name publicly, you would be strong enough to carry the weight of your calling privately. He wasn't delaying you. He was developing you. And when the announcement comes, everything will begin to move in divine sequence. Connections will form without effort. Resources will flow without struggle. Destiny helpers will appear from unexpected places. This is what happens when heaven endorses you. Creation itself begins to cooperate with your assignment. Every area of your life begins to align with divine order. The same people who once questioned your calling will witness your confirmation. This announcement will not just elevate you, it will activate others. Your story will awaken hope in the hopeless. Your scars will speak healing into those still bleeding. Your journey will remind others that being hidden doesn't mean being forgotten. It means being chosen. You are the proof that God still promotes in private before revealing in public. Chosen one, prepare your heart, because this recognition won't be small. You're not just being promoted, you're being positioned. The anointing you carry has a voice, and heaven is about to amplify it. Nations will feel your impact, and doors that were once locked will swing open with ease. The same voice that called you out of the storm will now call you into the spotlight, not for your glory, but for His. Chapter 7. Walk in your royal authority, chosen one. The time for hesitation is over. The days of questioning your worth, second-guessing your calling, and shrinking to make others comfortable have come to an end. Heaven has spoken your name and sealed your purpose. Now it's time to rise and walk in your royal authority. You are not who you used to be. The trials that once broke you have now built you. The same tears that once fell in silence have watered the soil of your destiny. You are no longer the wounded one. You are the crowned one. Heaven didn't bring you this far for you to hide again. You've been forged through rejection, refined through warfare, and restored through grace. Every dark season was shaping your posture for this very moment. The authority you now carry isn't borrowed, it's inherited. You are walking in a divine lineage, the continuation of a heavenly bloodline that began before time. Just like Joseph, your pit was your preparation, your prison was your purification, and now your palace is your platform. You've been tested privately, so you could rule publicly with purity. When God calls someone royal, He doesn't look for crowns made of gold. He looks for hearts made of obedience. Royalty in the kingdom isn't about status. It's about service. You're not being positioned to be served, but to serve from a higher dimension of wisdom and love. That's what separates worldly kings from heavenly ones. You carry authority not to control, but to cultivate. Everywhere you go, peace follows. When you speak, heaven listens. When you move, atmospheres shift. That's not arrogance, it's anointing. Chosen one, the crown fits now because your character has caught up to your calling. You had to learn humility before honor. You had to learn silence before speech. Now that your spirit has matured, heaven trusts you with influence. God is sending you into royal territory, not just physical places of power, but spiritual territories that have been waiting for your light. You will enter environments that need your discernment, relationships that need your voice, and assignments that need your presence. Walk boldly, but walk wisely. Remember, true authority is quiet confidence. It's knowing who you are without needing to prove it.